Hey everyone, let me ask you a question. Here's the scenario. So your husband has left his phone on the table. It's unattended. What do you do? What do you do? Do you leave it confidently? Nope, I don't need to check it. Do you leave it with this nagging curiosity, this urge to check? Or do you check? Do you open it? And if you do you feel your whole body change? Like, do you feel like your your gut sinks, like your stomach just sinks, a pit in your stomach? Do you feel your heart start to race? If so, that's your nervous system like fired up right there and then. It's ready for the worst case scenario. That doesn't feel good, does it? So that's just saying right there that you do not feel safe in your relationship. So if you can relate to this, you want to watch this training. This training will tell you the 10 things you need to ask before you check his phone. So get a piece of paper out, get a pen, write these 10 things down because it'll be your checklist the next time you want to check his phone. So we'll talk about these 10 things that you should ask yourself before you check your phone. And so with that said, I know you're here because you're going through a lot and you are desiring to rebuild trust. You're desiring to be on the other side of betrayal. You are desiring to have better communication and connection with your husband. And so I just want to say there's hope and that there are tools out there and there are ways to get to the other side of this. And I'm hoping today will give you a win that you need. And also, I'm Beth Miller. I am a marriage coach, a certified hypnotist, and the founder of the Marriage Saver program. I have an incredible Facebook group. If you're not in it right now, feel free to join. There's over 5,000 women that you can that are walking the same journey as you right now. And if you are watching from the Facebook group, feel free to subscribe to YouTube and you can hit subscribe because what happens is you'll never miss a video, but also what it does is it also helps it's the one thing I could ask you to do. It helps with the algorithm. So this information will get out to other women who are also, like I said, walking in your shoes right now. All right. So yeah, let's do it. Let's get started. So 10 questions to ask yourself before you check your husband's phone. So give me a thumbs up below. Have you checked his phone this week? Give me a thumbs up. Or at least have you wanted to check his phone this week? So many of my clients will say to me these questions. This is what I hear when I work with my clients, and I work with clients for 12 weeks. It's intensive, but it gets incredible results. Clients will come to me who have a therapist and they've been going for sometimes months or even years. And this is what gets them unstuck, is really working through the subconscious mind and getting these answers, but on a subconscious level as well. So why do phones hold so much power? Why can't I stop wanting to check his phone? Can you imagine if we could just stop that desire, just be like, I'm at peace, just surrender. Whatever's in that phone, when I need to know, I know that information will come. Does checking his phone mean I don't trust him? How do I calmly make the anxiety go away? How do I handle it instead of checking the phone? What if I find something again? How do I handle it? And we'll talk about that. Is it ever okay to check the phone? Another great question. How do I rebuild trust without needing constant proof? What if I need to know he's lying again? Because I feel like he's lying. Is it okay to check? Or if I don't check, am I being naive? And how can I feel safe without monitoring him? So these are great questions. So let's get these answers today. So let's dive in. Checking his phone days, weeks, months after the betrayal is actually so much more than the betrayal. It's about trying to feel safe again. Ultimately, you need to feel safe and you need the facts, right? After being blindsided, this is hardcore data. It's see it. You can get your phone out and you're taking screenshots of the things he said and texted or searches he's done on his browsers. Checking his phone can provide evidence that'll help you know I am not going crazy. So it makes you feel safe. It also makes you feel like, okay, I'm not crazy. It's here. It helps with anxiety. We'll talk about that one too. It helps you rebuild trust. However, my question is, are you really rebuilding trust? Are you more trying to find control so that you can trust? And it can feel like a fast path to truth. And finally, finding information or not information can also bring some peace. Okay, so a phone. I think we all know this, but just in case you're not experiencing this, please let me know. But often a phone just provides temporary relief. For some people, it's a day. Sometimes it's a couple days. Sometimes it's a week. I don't often see a lot longer. Often it's kind of daily. I want to check it. But a phone may give temporary relief. It rarely provides lasting peace. And so when trust feels shaky, the phone becomes a shortcut to get your answers. And it's like a modern day diary of what your husband's doing, what he's searching, what he's liking on social media. It's a digital record of where he's been, what he's doing, who he's talking to, and what he's hiding. And what happens is the brain tricks you into believing, if I can just see inside his phone, I'll finally know. If I can see inside his phone, I'll finally know. I'll know what he's doing. I'll know what he's hiding. I'll know who he's talking to. Psychology tells us that the brain hates uncertainty, hates it. It likes patterns. It likes things to make sense. And when something's out of order, something doesn't make sense, it puts us into this suspicion. This open loop is what happens in your mind. It's this open loop that fuels anxiety because it keeps looping on it. Like, this doesn't make sense. I'm trying to make sense of it, which can end up in your dreams as well, this open loop. So checking the phone feels like a way to close the loop because it gives you proof, except it only works temporarily, like we just said. The uncertainty comes back even stronger later on. And so this checking the phone gives you a false sense of security. After betrayal, you often feel helpless and sometimes powerless. And you're like, what do I do? Check the phone. Scanning text, checking Live 360 provides this illusion of control, like you're one step ahead of the lies because you're like, I have nothing else to do. I'm not getting what I need from him. But this control is very fragile, right? And what really is underneath this all is trust. You just don't trust him. And so the phone is the only way to trust him. And really, trust comes from connection. So checking the phone comes from you feeling like this will keep you safe. So for some women, the urge to check the phone comes from also older wounds. And I don't know if you've ever thought of it this way, but if you've ever been betrayed before, whether it's by your spouse or by even someone you've loved, someone that's been abandoned you, not met your needs, you already might have this like predisposition to not trust and to feel not safe. And so it's interesting how checking the phone may not just be solely your husband's abandonment or betrayal. It can also come from somewhere else. Like I said, if you've been cheated on before, abandoned, or made not to feel enough, your nervous system is wired to protect you from future pain. The phone becomes a shield, an anxious attempt to spot danger by using the phone. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat below. So now, here we go. Here's the questions. Before you grab the phone, I want you to ask these questions. And the first question is, am I looking for peace? Am I looking for peace or am I looking for proof? Peace or proof? Peace or proof? But maybe that proof will give you peace. Are you looking for peace or proof? So many women scroll through their husband's phone searching for proof. Texts, calls, social media, likes, posts. But proof is external. Peace is internal. That should be an Instagram quote. Proof is external. Peace is internal. Proof can settle your mind for a moment, but it doesn't erase the doubt. If the deeper wound of broken trust isn't healed, your mind will always wander. What if he hit it better? What if he hit it better? What if he's just getting better? I hear that all the time. Peace, on the other hand, comes from restoring trust through often communication, connection, boundaries, and healing. And we'll talk about healing. Like, it sucks, but there really is, like, you have to do some healing. And it's like, he caused this. And you're like, I don't want to heal. Like, I don't want to have to do this work. I don't want to go to therapy. I don't want to do that, but it's here. And part of this is your responsibility to heal yourself. And if he's not doing the work, then you really have to step up and be the catalyst for your own happiness and change, right? Catalyst for your own joy and finding peace again in your life. So peace, on the other hand, like I said, comes from restoring trust through communication, boundaries, and healing yourself. Okay, proof may calm the panic in a few moments, but peace, that comes from rebuilding emotional safety with yourself and him, inside you and within him. So my next question to ask you, like question number 2, is what do you expect to find? What do you think you're going to find? So are you envisioning, like, oh, we have such vivid minds, don't we? So like close your eyes. Like, what are you thinking you're going to find? Is it like a kind of what you've already been seeing, patterning? Is it a particular person he's messaging? Is it particular types of posts he's liking? Is it particular types of Google sites or searches he's doing? What are you expecting? So yeah, kind of unpack that with yourself. Like, where is the trust not there? Person, places, websites. Some wives secretly expect to find deleted conversations, unfamiliar numbers, searches in certain browsers, even before they're looking, because they're bracing themselves for betrayal. Their mind is like, this is what we might find. Okay, we can deal with it. This shows the brain that you are wired for fear. Psychology tells us that we expect danger. Our mind is looking for it. That's why we don't like things that don't make sense. And we like patterns because if not, that open loop happens, right? So with that open loop, you're looking for danger. Your mind is looking for it, whether it's there or not. That's why you may interpret even innocent things. Like, just say he's on his phone and a coworker's texting him about a project, even though I don't know if that's actually a legit one, but maybe a friend is messaging him about the hockey game or the football game. But your body goes into, okay, phone, correlation, phone, he's picking it up. This doesn't seem like the right time. Okay, he's probably doing something shady again. But the story, so that's why we need to check in with the story you're telling yourself. What is the story you're telling yourself? Often the fear you expect to see or take shape doesn't necessarily happen. Sometimes it does, right? But you're preparing yourself for it and you might not even have to live it, yet you're ready for it. So if you are expecting betrayal, you may even interpret innocent things as because you're suspicious, right? That open loop is going. Number 3, how will I feel if I don't find anything? Oh, I have like clients I work with and they're actually disappointed. They're like, I thought for sure he was doing this. And then they're not satisfied that like he's just getting better at it. He must be hiding things or he's using different browsers or he's using different logins. He's changed passwords maybe. So imagine scrolling for 30 minutes. Have you done this? I'm just curious, have you done this? And not finding anything suspicious? Do you feel lighter? Or do you feel still doubtful? If you feel lighter, how long does it last? Maybe, yeah, like I said, maybe he hid it better. Maybe you didn't look closely enough. But the cycle is exhausting. You admit that, right? Like it's exhausting. You just want off this wheel. You want to be able to trust him so your mind can like exhale and breathe. You just keep chasing reassurance. Number 4, how will you feel if you do find something? So we just said like, how do you feel if you don't find anything? How will you feel if you do find something? So I once worked with a wife who found a flirtatious message on her husband's phone. And she told me like in that second, like have you ever experienced this? Like this is your nervous system like heightened. In that second, her whole body went cold. It was like the blood just drained right out of her, like just sunk right down. And all she felt like is, I knew it and I want truth. Like, how is this happening again? Like, I can't do this again. So it's a trap. The phone might give you facts, but it won't give you a guide on what to do with them. So like, what do you do in this situation if you do? And I'm so sorry if you are finding anything. But in that moment, it's you. You got to take care of yourself in that nervous system. In that fast, like fight, flight, freeze, that's automatic in your body. You can't stop that. But the moment it comes in and you have the awareness that it's there, it's breathe, I'm safe, slow down. Right now, okay, I'm still safe. Right now, I have some more evidence. What am I going to do with that? So I can then process this, get a list of my questions, calmly know, okay, these are my options in the marriage, but not putting a ton of like, if you can, like emotionally kind of put it to the side. Okay, keeping it in data mode for a little bit because you want to automatically spiral into all the worst case scenarios, but you have to go because fear is false evidence appearing real. That's what you want to stay out of in those moments and just get your facts. I've seen this. I have this. In the past, I know he's denied this and this, but you know what? That's not saying that's going to happen this time. I need to get my facts straight. What will I do in this situation? Okay, so next, number 5, am I acting from fear or strength? Okay, before you check his phone, are you acting from fear or strength? So fear would be sneaking to check his phone. Is that fear? And it's about the intent of your body. Like, do you feel kind of bad or guilty checking his phone? Like here you are trying to trust him, but can he trust you that you're not going to check his phone without asking? So checking with the emotion, or if it's like, you know what, he's told me I can check it. So he's in the shower. I'll just look at it now and maybe tell him later, maybe, or will you tell him later that you checked it? Or is it, hey, I'm really having a tough day right now. Could I look at your phone? I really need transparency and I know you're working really hard at it. Could we look at it together if you don't feel comfortable? And I know you may feel like I'm treating you like a child. I need help right now. And whether you want to try from that approach, if that doesn't work, send me a DM and we can unpack this. But ultimately you want to get to a place where you can surrender because it's not good putting yourself in that state every time checking the phone. But there are times you can check it. Like, trust me, it comes from intent. Okay, number 6. So now have you communicated what transparency looks like in your relationship? So sometimes women, oh my gosh, don't we do this sometimes? We just think our husbands should know. We've asked them, we've told them, we've asked them, we told them. They should just know what you need to feel secure. But men don't read between the lines very easily, and he might be telling himself his own story. And so that yours is getting a bit lost, especially if he's not seeing the truth and the magnitude of what he's done. If he's still in a place of denial, or he's kind of in the shame space where he's just not like pushing his shame down, then it might be hard for him to even realize, okay, I need to do this for her because he's like, oh, I didn't cause that. I didn't do that. That wasn't the intent. She. He has his own story. Okay, so you have to be direct. Like, I need to feel like I could trust you again. I need to be able to trust you again. And I know you're doing a lot of things great. I love the positive, negative, positive sandwich. Like, you're doing this right. what I need here is I'm still not where I want to go with trust, but I have this actions like item that we can do, and then finish with another positive. When it's so big, it's like, I can't trust you. They're just like, they want to just throw their hands because like, can't trust me. Can't trust you. And they have their own interpretation of what that means. So specifically, I can't trust you with this. Like when you're on your phone, I can't trust you. When you go on your phone, I know this might feel like babysitting for a bit, but you be like, hey, I'm just checking the weather. Hey, I'm paying this bill. And I know that might feel like micromanaging, and maybe that's not your marriage's style, but if that's what you need, you can ask for it. It might not be forever. It might be just this week, and put a timeline on it. Okay, so next, number 7, will checking his phone build trust back, or will it break it further? So let's flip the script for a moment. Just say he's checking your phone, and yeah, would you like that? Would you be okay with it? And you're probably like, I don't care. There's nothing for him to find. So yeah, you know what? That could be your response too. So let's flip the script. Imagine he checked your phone constantly, asking you where you've been, what are you doing, what are you searching, what are you buying, why are you on your phone all the time? How would that make you feel? So even with permission, constant monitoring can create this parent-child dynamic. And I've kind of mentioned that before. It feels like you're being parented. It feels like you're the child. True is where she gets a lot of connection with her husband. Like when they have a disagreement, she's in a stage where she's like, I don't feel connected if we can't come to an agreement. So right now I'm working with her on coming to a place of like kind of peace within her, just because her husband understands, because he's taken ownership. Yes, but he doesn't have to agree. And so we're working a lot on, he takes ownership, he empathizes, he understands, but he doesn't have to agree with you. And that doesn't mean connection's destroyed. Okay, so number 9, what part of me is wanting to be comforted? So before you check his phone, ask him, like, or not ask him, sorry, ask yourself, what part of me needs to be comforted? So here's where the psychology comes in. The urge to check often comes from like an old wound. So what part of me? And when I say parts, it's like we have this like little internal family, IFS. It's called internal family systems. And so if you can imagine, there's like the little sad you that's like, no one likes me. You might not have that. Or I'm not enough. Or this really angry one, like things aren't fair. This other one that's like, things are out of control, and that's the angry one. Or it's a guilt one, like I could have done better, I should have done this, I shouldn't have checked his phone. So there's all these parts of you, and one could be fear, I'm not safe, or fear he's doing this again. So ask yourself, what part of you is asking, like within you, like, I don't trust, can you check his phone? So maybe it's the part of you who's been betrayed even in the past prior to this, or maybe it's the little girl in you who's felt abandoned and couldn't trust. Or maybe it's an insecure part of you that's like, you know what, I'm or fearful of the future. So you're like, I need to check because I don't know what I'm going to do if this marriage doesn't last. So notice when the urge comes up, pause and ask yourself, why do we need to check? Do we really need to check? Like, who's talking to me right now? All right, fear, you don't need to be so loud. We're okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I trust, I surrender, especially if you have a belief in a higher power or God. You're like, you know what, I know that information will be revealed to me just like it's already been revealed to me. And if I need to know anything, it'll be there. So yeah, notice when that urge comes up, and then you can soothe her, talk to her like she's a little child. And often like doing that for a little bit of journaling will help like take the edge off. So number 10, last question to ask yourself before you decide to check his phone. Will this choice move me closer to healing? So at the end of the day, every decision has direction, every decision. So whether you choose to look, choose not to look, sneaking his phone may feel powerful in the moment, but does it get you closer to healing? Or does it get you stuck in a similar pattern that you've been in, thought pattern? Because we have beliefs about our world. I'm not enough. I can't trust. I'm not significant. I'm not in control. I can't handle this. I'm a bad person. My husband's a bad person. These are all our beliefs. And these I statements create our thoughts. So if you're thinking, I can't trust him all day long, it's all it is. It's just thoughts. I can't trust him. Is he doing this? Or you're analyzing, because those open loops, right? And so that's a loop that you're on, and you don't want to do that anymore. So we have to change these beliefs of like, I choose to trust today, or I choose to trust if there's something in the phone, I will know. And then that'll calm a lot of your thoughts. So, and that's where hypnosis really comes in, because hypnosis is like a really natural state. It's a theta brainwave state. You go in it every single day, even multiple times per day, particularly before you fall asleep and before you wake up. You're fully awake, fully alert. It's kind of like a daydream state. It is a very beautiful state where you can truly access the painful memories, the thoughts that you can't stop, the emotions that just keep looping. That's where we can get at it, because it can go to those beliefs of I can't trust, or I'm not enough for him. Does he really love me? Is he staying with me just because X, Y, Z? You can get to those questions, those thoughts, those memories, and rewire them so that you can feel like you have your power in your life and your joy and your peace back. So, okay, where was I at? I'm almost done here. Number 10, we were talking about, will it move you closer to healing? So ultimately, checking his phone really isn't about the phone. It's about your anxiety. It's about your fear. It's about the deep wounds. Can we agree on that? You're not safe. You do not feel safe. And so we got to get that inner safety, that inner worth to a really strong place. And so you want to feel safe even if you're not checking his phone. Like, I'm okay. I will be okay. And so willpower rarely works in this, because I know we have our weak moments. If you think about it, if you've ever really had an addiction to chocolate, or maybe you do, or cake or sweets, and you're like, I'm not going to have that piece of cake or that pie, or I'm not going to eat those chips. But then you get a craving maybe after dinner and you start to eat them, or in the afternoon you get a craving, and you lose all willpower at that point. And then again, we could use hypnosis for this one as well. But you got to figure out what is it that you're trying to satisfy? What is it that you need? And if we can do that on a subconscious mindful level versus physically checking the phone or eating the snack. So willpower rarely works. So even if you promise yourself not to stop to check, it often creeps in. That's why 95% of our brain power is subconscious. Those are the thoughts, the reactions, and they shape who we are. 60,000 thoughts a day, and you're not aware of them all. So hypnosis changes everything. In hypnosis, you enter the theta brainwave state, which I've already talked about. It's the same state of your brain that you go into right before sleep. In this state, your subconscious becomes open, so open to reprogramming. Instead of living with, I can't trust, I'm not enough, I need proof to feel safe, you begin to move into empowerment. Like, I trust myself, I'm safe in my body and my choices. I don't need to chase proof to feel peace. The urge to check his phone begins to fade. Can you imagine that? Not because you're fooling yourself or because you're naive, not because you're forcing yourself, but because you know what? It's coming from strength and security within. Many of my clients say that after hypnosis, like those urges to check the phone just aren't there. They're like, I had a client actually today who's finishing up in a couple of weeks, and she said, I thought this program was going to be about me learning to better manage my emotions. But she's like, it's so much deeper than that. She's like, those emotions just aren't there anymore. Like, she's wired her brain so those thoughts don't activate those emotions anymore, because our thoughts release neurochemicals which create and produce the feeling in our body. Yeah, so it's just amazing. Like, peace doesn't live in the phone, it lives in you. Hypnosis is a tool to reclaim your peace by healing the wound where the urge began. Can you hear that? Like, you're healing the wound where that urge began. So finding peace is beyond your phone. Your husband's phone is not the key to your peace. Deleted texts, hidden apps, live 360 data may tell you where he's been, what he's doing, but it's not creating that inner peace. The real question is, can I check his phone? Sorry, the real question is not, can I check his phone? It's, what do I need right now to feel safe, to feel whole, and to feel loved? Because when you trust yourself, you will no longer live in fear of the phone. You begin to live in strength, clarity, and peace. I had to read that off the sheet because you know what? That's powerful stuff. So if you're ready to finally break the cycle, I'm here for you. My team's here for you. We have, like I said, free resources. We have hypnosis track subscriptions. If you just want to listen to the hypnosis tracks, you can book hypnosis, like a 90 minutes private one-on-one session. We do them from home. They're beautiful because your eyes are closed most of the time. So my clients do it in their bed. It's so relaxing. I had one the other day. She just did one and she felt really good after it. She's like, oh, I felt really good. But then she messaged me. She's like, you know what? I'm feeling really good in this area, but I still have some jealousy that's coming up. She's like, should I do another hypnosis session, or should I just figure it out? Like, it'll heal in time. Well, you can heal in time for sure, but do you want to just figure it out in 90 minutes and be done with it? She's like, yeah, okay, I'll book another session. So there's so many tools that we can help you with. Like, the trail is so deep. Talking about it, yeah, it helps you process, like, through your counselor, but to get to that deep imprint, it's like someone, the day you found out, your brain was like wet concrete and someone put an imprint on it, and that's there, and we need to heal that. So imagine that imprint in your brain, and it needs to be healed. So anyway, if you want some support, feel free to DM us the word chat, C-H-A-T, not cat. DM us chat, and we're here to provide you some advice, some guides, whatever you need. If you want to look into any of our hypnosis sessions or our hypnosis packages where you can listen to these pre-recorded ones on trust, on fear, on feeling really stuck, on setting boundaries, we have a whole neat package of those as well. Or we have our big program, which is 12 weeks, which is so intense and comes with a results guarantee. So anyway, last note, I have to read this one too because I don't have it memorized, but this video is intended for information and educational purposes only. The information in this video is not to diagnose anyone, because I'm not your therapist, I'm not your doctor, but I am in this situation your friend. So I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.